How's it going, everybody? Rybrad here today, and we are back with our Ottawa Senators franchise mode, and I hope you guys enjoyed the nice weekend. Happy 4th of July to those of my friends in America. Those of you in Canada, I hope you had a good Sunday. And we are back with the Ottawa Senators, and yeah, in real life, the Stanley Cup Finals is not exactly going well. Do you guys think the Canadians can still pull it out, or is it curtains? We should probably just start talking about how the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to win, but we're not caring about real life or the Tampa Bay Lightning because they're not our opponent. Our opponent is the Washington Capitals, here to stop us from getting to the 2027 Stanley Cup Finals to face one of Vancouver or Dallas. Should be a fun series. Colin White was absolutely electric against the Leafs. That was a fun series to be a part of. Lots of goals were scored by us, not by the Leafs. They scored 3-2-2-3. We won 10-3 in the first game, lost 5-2, but then after that, we won in 6 games. So that's pretty solid for me. I mean, I can't really ask for much more against a team as high-powered as the Leafs. And we are now going up against the Capitals, who are also a 50-win team, just like ourselves. But we'll have to see just how good they are. But as you guys can see, Colin White has been the star of the show so far in these playoffs. And these are the lines that ended the last series against the Leafs. 3 straight wins. We were down 2-1, and then we rattled off 3 in a row. We moved Forsberg up to the first line to play with Worrell and Stützle to just kind of help defensively. And then on the second line, it's Kerfoot, White, and Tkachuk. We moved Grigorenko down to the third line. Hopefully he can spark some offense from Logan Brown and Pelletier. And then we got Markstrom, Coyle, and Acton, who have been fine. I mean, you can see they really haven't done too much. Acton has actually done a decent amount here. A +3 in 10 games is really good. You guys can see, I'm going to flip through their stats real quick. Pelletier with a -1 is pretty sad, but that second line all being +8. 14 points for Tkachuk, 21 for White, and 10 for Kerfoot. So they're all point per game. And then the first line, well, we got Forsberg, who wasn't always on the first line, as you can probably tell by his ice time per game. Well, +6, 7 points is good. Stützle with 14 points in 10 games and a +7 is also very good. I mean, I'd be very happy with that if it wasn't for Colin White putting up 21 in 10. And then Brendan Worrell with 12 in 10 with a +6. So you can see the first line's been solid, but it's really been the second line where we made our money. Shabbat and Krug. Shabbat's a 93. I don't know if he's always been a 93, but he is now, and he's 30. Jesus, he's old. I forgot how far in the future we are. We're like, this is year 6 or 7, something like that. Anyway, we acquired Krug at the deadline, pushed Brandstrom down to the second pairing, which I think was a fantastic idea. I think that's helping guys like Colin White and Tkachuk and Kerfoot get the points that they are. He's got 11 points. You can see here, although Shabbat and Krug are no slouches. Krug with 13 points, most of any defenseman so far, is a +11. Him and Brandstrom have been really good. Hayden Fleury, who I believe we signed in free agency, was also a very good deal. 1 goal, 7 assists. He's got 8 points, guys. We're getting contributions from the back end. Ryan Ellis and Jeremy Waugh. So we did have Ellis and Chichu, but we have benched Chichu in favor of Waugh, and you guys can see it pretty much has worked. +3 in 3 games, and he's got a goal. Ryan Ellis is now a -2. He's got 5 points, but guys, our contributions from the back end have been very, very good. And then we've got John Gibson in net, who's having a good postseason. I wouldn't call it spectacular, but we have gone through quite a few high-powered offenses that are just going to score you. We're not going to shut those offenses down. The high-scoring game against the Leafs, obviously we scored 10. They didn't score that much, but you guys can see here, I think it's, he's played fine. He's done what we needed him to do. The offense has been there. The defense has contributed in other ways other than defense too. So that's really what we can ask for. Vancouver beat Minnesota 10-0 to eliminate them. That is downright disrespectful, Vancouver. Oh my God. Anyway, let's take a look at the Washington Capitals. Eeli Tolvanen of the Nashville Predators is the new star sniper on the Washington Capitals. You can see here he's taken by the Nashville Predators, 30th overall. He has that elite potential. He's got 21 points in 14 games, only 4 goals though as a sniper. Wrist shot accuracy, I remember I looked at him to acquire him at, did they acquire him at the deadline this year, or was it in previous years? No, they acquired him in free agency, I think. I think they signed him in free agency. He was a potential deadline deal for a rental. Didn't like his wrist shot accuracy for a sniper. So then I decided to pass on him. Shane Wright is their #1 center now. He is absurd. Talk about a playmaker. He's not going to score many goals, although he's got as many as Tolvanen. He is absolutely absurd. 99 passing, 99 puck control, and 95 offensive awareness. Couple that with 88 defensive awareness, 90 stick checking, 86 shot blocking, plus a decent physical category there. Body checking 84, 87 strengths. You know, this guy is good. I mean, he's just solid. And you got Daniel Sprong, who probably would not be my pick for to complete the line here, but they're a very good team. This first line is very good. They have Landeskog and Kuznetsov, so they got a veteran line here. The 34-year-old second line of Landeskog, Kuznetsov, and Niederreiter. Then they also have Victor Arvidsson, so they really decided to just sprinkle a bit of Nashville Predators in on this team. So Arvidsson, Haula, and Jakub Vrana, again, an aging third line, and then Cernkovich, Jack Roslovic, and Alex Chason. So 36, 30, 25. So the only really younger guys, I guess, they have would be Shane Wright as their youngest player. By a mile, he's 23. The rest of the team's in their late 20s or 30s. But it's a very solid team. Let's see. Is there any weak spots on this? Holy smokes, that fourth line is the weak spot. -9, -9, -5. That's why you don't want to roll all four lines in the playoffs. You really just want to give the ice time to the top guys, but they haven't been good either. So it's been their middle six that has really carried the Washington Capitals so far. On the back end, they have Jacob Chychrun and Lucas Johansson. Johansson has been a homegrown product for them. Jacob Chychrun, they must have acquired at some point in this save. They must have signed him in free agency in 2025. And he's been really good for them since he's been there. 50 points this season. So far in the postseason, he's got 14 in 14, +2 only. But Lucas Johansson's been a bit of a disappointment for them. Then they have Nikita Zadorov and Logan Stanley. It's an okay second defensive pairing. It's been playing well, +4 and +7. But then Jeremy Lauzon and Dylan DeMello, -4. So, okay, there are weak points on this team. There are some guys here that we can take advantage of. This third defensive pairing, Lucas Johansson, the first and the fourth lines we can take advantage of. I think we're just so deep that, we should be able to take advantage of their weak spots and mitigate their strong spots. Talking about goaltenders, though, Ilya Samsonov has been poor. He's really good, but he's not been good in these playoffs. .885 and a .379. That is horrible. That is downright bad, guys. I mean, I know John Gibson's been he's been solid, right? He's 910, .286, whatever. That's fine. That's nothing like Carey Price carrying the Canadiens to the finals, or Vasilevsky for that matter. But it's still fine. I can live with it. But man, I cannot live with .886 from Ilya Samsonov. If we take a look at the postseason team stats, though, seeing how the teams have performed on the whole, taking a look at the Eastern Conference here, sorting by wins, both teams with 8 wins. We have scored 5.1 goals per game, so we've scored 51 goals so far in 10 games. They score 4.14, but the big difference here, guys, is Washington is allowed 54 goals, 3.86 per game, but we've allowed 2.8. So while we are both scoring insanely high, both scoring 4+ goals, we're the team that's allowing fewer than 3. They're allowing nearly 4. Power play wise, both teams have been very good on the power play. We've been hot. They've been solid. And then on the penalty kill, they've been a little bit better than we have. So it's been even strength goals against, it seems, for the Washington Capitals. That has been their downfall. We've scored 2 shorties, too. So they've been on the power play quite a bit, though. 51 times on the power play, too. So interesting to see how that will shape up in this series. But let's get to the actual series. Enough previewing. Let's get into game number 1 here, guys, on home ice. First period, it's 2-0. Jakub Vrana and Kuznetsov. That's their second line, I think? Or is Vrana on the third line? Yeah, no, Vrana's on the third line. Yeah, Vrana's on the third line. Kuznetsov's on the second line. That's the middle six that I highlighted that's been carrying them right now. Do we have an answer? Second period, we have an answer. Torrey Krug and Brendan Worrell, just as time expires in the period, gets us back to even. They are out shooting us, though. And one of the things I don't like is the fact that we're both red colored. It's going to be really hard. I'm going to take a second before I celebrate or cry because I don't know who's actually getting the goals. But let's get into this third period. A big one here as Sprong gets the goal. Daniel Sprong gets the third goal, but not before Philip Forsberg answers. And we get a chance on the power play. Our power play can't stay as hot as it was. We give Washington a power play. Our penalty kill does step up when it's needed. 2.5, 2 minutes, 1 minute. And Daniel Sprong is gonna score the fourth goal with 37 seconds to go. They are going to win this one. And that was their first line, chipping in big there. And Kerfoot, Fleury, Brandstrom, White, Kachuk. Interesting. So the second line got bodied. Interesting. I think I'm going to do something maybe a bit crazy here and play Forsberg on the left with Kerfoot and Tkachuk. Tkachuk's going to go to his natural wing because Forsberg can play on the right. And then we're going to put Colin White up there with Stützle and Worrell because Colin White has been electric in this postseason. I want to give him the ice time to see if he can keep doing it when it matters most. Over in the Western Conference, though, Vancouver wins their first game of the series. We lost one on home ice. Can we make it not two? Can we win our second game on home ice here, guys? First period, we get a 1-0 lead as Stützle scores. There we go. That's the guy who I thought was going to be the franchise superstar, right? I know Shabbat on the back end, but I was looking at the forwards. Stützle was going to be the guy I thought was going to carry us to victory, but it's really been Colin White. Second period, nobody scores there, but shots are heavily in our favor, so we've come to play today, but we take a penalty, but Torrey Krug is going to score as time expires on the penalty, get us that much needed insurance marker, and the shots have flipped a total 180 from game number one. We have come out, we've been the better team, we've been the more offensive team, and speaking of more offensive team, the defense and John Gibson showed up big. And Tolvanen is going to ruin what I was about to say. I was going to say we get the shutout, but with 12 seconds left, Tolvanen gets an inconsequential goal to snap the shutout and make John Gibson mad. So I would just not piss off my defense and John Gibson, but that's just me. Dallas ties the series just like we did. We are going to Washington now with a tied series, even at 1 apiece. This game could be pretty important, could be pretty crucial, considering the team that wins this will take the lead in the series and have 2 wins. I think 2 wins is a real big indicator of how you're going to do in a series. If you get to 2 wins first, you're in a really good position, right? Whether it be, 2 out of 3 is a really good spot, because then you just got to win 2 out of the next 3. Again, you can make it a series out of 6, just best 2 out of 3. That's the way I like to look at some of the series. So this is one of those. I want to win best 2 out of 3 in the first 3, best 2 out of 3 in the second 3. Considering Washington is a very good team, I can't look for 4 games. Let's get 4 wins, right? I got to find groups of 2. Anyway, we're in Washington for the first time, I think, of this series, because we've not really faced many Metropolitan opponents because we've been struggling to get out of the Atlantic. Let's see how we do facing a Metropolitan crowd. First period, 1-0 to Washington as Jakub Vrana on the third line gets Washington the lead. Second period, Washington is going to take a huge lead as Victor Arvidsson on the third line and Shane Wright scores for Washington, giving them a massive 3-goal lead, one that is going to be very hard to come back from if we don't get an early goal, but we do. Colin White gets one, but Daniel Sprong is again going to crush my hopes and dreams because he likes to do that. 4-1, Washington's got a 3-goal lead, and with about 7 minutes to go, is going to get a goal. There's the fourth line chipping in. Do we have 2 more? A late comeback. Washington power play is going to seal the deal. Nino Niederreiter on the second line gets Washington a 5-2 win. Taking a look here, who got shelled? Again, it was that third line, boys. Pelletier has been poor. You know what? Pelletier has been poor, and knowing that their third line has been destroying him, I think I'm going to get Pelletier on the fourth line. Frederick Markstrom has got a really good defensive category, right? Charlie Coyle is decent, but really Markstrom's defensive category is pretty insane. So we're going to put him up there with Logan Brown and Grigorenko. Pelletier is going to go on the fourth line. I don't really want to scratch him because I'd have to call somebody up, and I don't want to do that. But everybody's still doing fine on the back end there, so none of the defenders need to change. I think I'm okay with how things are looking right now from a on paper standpoint. We're down 2-1. We lost this 2 out of 3. We really got to win the next 2 out of 3. Otherwise, we're going to be in serious trouble. But Colin White does continue his good postseason, getting a point in that game, a goal, I believe. 22 points. Going to need a little bit more from the other guys. That second line, I haven't heard Kerfoot's name in a while. Kerfoot has been a guy that's been really good for us. But I'd like to see him step up just a bit more. We got another game on the road here in Washington, a big one. We cannot go down 3-1 in this series. Can we please get this series back to even? First period, that's a great start. Philip Forsberg on that second line. Love to see it. Second period, 2-2 as Tkachuk gets a goal, but then Landeskog single-handedly on the power play and even strength, getting the Capitals even. Tkachuk on that second line gets the goal. So the second line for us has been very good. The first lines have been quiet. Well, our first line's been quiet, but second lines galore here in game 4. I'm actually nervous. The next goal will be a massive one. Shots are back in our favor yet again, so we keep trading who's going to take the more shots in this series. It's a really good one right now. We got 7 minutes to go in this third period, and Eric Haula is going to get a goal for Washington. Do we have one in us? Washington gets a power play, but we have a minute and a half left to tie the game. We cannot do it. 47 shots for your Ottawa Senators. Only 2 goals, though. Brandstrom and Fleury with the minus. I'm going to go crazy here with the line changes, I think. I'm just really not, you know what, Stützle, I'm going to drop him. I'm going to move Tkachuk up. It's going to be Tkachuk, Worrell, White, Stützle, Kerfoot, Forsberg. Do I want to move Grigorenko? Forsberg's been good, so is Tkachuk. I'm going to move those guys that have been good up. Kerfoot's not been good, so we're going to move, I think, Grigorenko up. Grigorenko, he's a -1. He's got 6 points. Brown, 4 points. Markstrom, Markstrom up. Yes, Markstrom go. Yeah, Markstrom's going up to that second line. Defensively, I'm going to swap Krug and Brandstrom. Ellis and Fleury, I'm going to swap because, I mean, Fleury's been good, but I just need to switch some things around. We're keeping Gibson in because I can't really fault him when the offense is just not scoring. It's Ben Samsonov right now. We have 3 games left. We need to win all 3. We cannot afford to lose 1 game. I don't know if moving Markstrom up is going to bite me in the butt. I certainly hope not, but we need some kind of monumental comeback right now, and it's got to start here on home ice. We need the Ottawa Senator faithful to give us that boost. Hopefully, moving Tkachuk up to that first line will prove that he's been the guy. He's been here the whole time, right? Maybe he will step up for us when we need him most. Colin White does, though, before I can simulate the first shot of the game. Colin White scores. First period, 2-0. Colin White coming up when we need him. We can't get too hyped, though. It's the first period. It's only a 2-goal lead. Would be only our second win of the series if we ended up pulling this one out. Second period, 4-1. Hayden Fleury and Braden Tkachuk scoring. Ellie Tolvanen scoring for the not Nashville Predators. I was going to say Nashville Predators, the Washington Capitals. We have a 3-goal lead here, but Lucas Johansson cuts it to 2. And Alex Chiasson makes it a 1-goal game. That's even before we hit the 10-minute mark of the period. Halfway through, Washington's already scored 2. 5 minutes to go here in this period. Jack Roslovic ties the game, and we blew a 3-goal lead on the power play. Nobody scores on home ice. Blowing a 3-goal lead, heading to overtime. We need to gut this one out. Let's jump in and give it a watch. Here we go, guys. I've got to change the camera angle real quick because we don't want to watch like this. We're in overtime. We gotta get the next goal. If we concede 1, our season is done. I don't know what's with me and all these rhymes today, but hopefully it inspires the team. Hopefully they just get behind a lot of rhyming. But anyway, Worrell can't get past Chychrun. Lucas Johansson, who's been poor but did come up with a major goal to start the comeback. Sprong gets absolutely leveled by Brandstrom there. Massive hit, and now we break it out to Colin White. He's going to find Tkachuk. Tkachuk gets knocked off the puck. Colin White tries to go back door to Worrell, but he couldn't get it across. It was intercepted. Now the poke check at the blue line. Worrell's chasing after it. Do not take a penalty, Worrell. Oh my goodness. Shane Wright now breaks in the zone. The one-timer goes wide. It was dangerously high, but it goes wide of the net. Tkachuk smartly uses the back of the net, sauces it out. Beautiful. Worrell now with the puck. What's he going to do with it? He should have just dumped it in. EA, make these guys dump the puck in when they've got no other options. When they get cut off, just dump it in and go to work. Brandstrom is going for the body big time in this one. The smaller, speedier defenseman's going for the body, but Worrell's around. He finds Tkachuk. The shot is saved by Samsonov. A good glove save by Samsonov, who's been probably the star of the series for the Washington Capitals. I can't think of anybody else. I mean, the amount of shots we've taken, but the lack of goals, it's got to be Samsonov. We get a board play, though, down in the corner. Going to work. Stützle down low. Logan Stanley comes away with it. The forecheck was absolutely putrid there from Frederick Markstrom. Nino Niederreiter gets it taken away from him by Torrey Krug. Stützle gets leveled there. I mean, absolutely leveled. Landeskog now with the puck. Stützle picks it off. Stützle gets into the zone. He's going to fight forward. Stützle into the middle. What a goal. That's all. Stützle setting up Forsberg on the back door. He powers through the defense, takes the hits. Gotta make that play. What a play there from Stützle, stopping the counterattack from the Washington Capitals in the neutral zone, gets it across the blue line, takes a hit, uses the boards, shields it well, just about to take a huge hit from Stanley. He finds Forsberg in front of the net. Look at this, from the corner, out front, Forsberg with a good dart to the net, puts it past Samsonov. Can't do much about that, and that's the defensive pairing we can take advantage of, guys. We win this one 5-4 in overtime. After blowing a 3-goal lead, we still end up on the deserved side of that result. I still think we deserve to win that game. I know we blew a 3-goal lead, but we came back. We ultimately didn't let it affect us, and I think that's the important part. 4-1, Vancouver awaits the winner of the series. Guys, I'm not going to change a thing about the lines. They worked well. 5-4 in overtime. We had a 4-1 lead as well in that game. So we're going to go ahead, get into game number 6. Washington Capitals, home ice. They've got a chance to get back to the Stanley Cup Finals. First period, we're up 1-0. That's huge. Torrey Krug, a big goal there. Just the first goal of the game. You just want to see your team put some pucks in the back of the net. Second period, Worrell getting a second goal for us. It's 2-0. We've got that insurance marker. Can we get a third one? We can. Worrell again on the power play, and he's coming up big. But Daniel Sprong, is he sparking a comeback, or are we actually going to decide to defend this time and not blow a 3-goal lead? Washington power play, can't score on it. 5 minutes to go. 4 minutes. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. Shut the door, Gibson. 30 seconds. 3-1 win there in that one, guys, and we are going to a game 7. So the only line that was a minus was Stützle, Forsberg, and Markstrom, but that's fine. They were only a -1. Can't be too upset about that. They've been fine so far. John Gibson gained some morale. You love to see that. Mikhail Grigorenko lost some morale, but on the whole, we have gained morale, and hopefully the boys now feel that belief. The belief is starting to spread through the locker room. We've got game 7 on home ice. We need a big series from our main stars. Colin White, Shabbat. I haven't heard his name in forever. If he could pop up with a goal, that'd be fantastic. Forsberg's been doing well. Stützle on the second line. You got an easier matchup there, bud. So far, I gotta believe. I have to believe in this team. I cannot doubt what we've been able to do so far this season. First period. Oh, no, it's 1-0 as Kuznetsov scores on the power play, guys. Second period, it's 1-1. Frederick Markstrom jumps from the 4th to the 3rd to the 2nd line and comes up with a monstrous goal. 1-1, third period. Stanley Cup trip on the line. Who's going to get that ever-important next goal? 5 minutes gone here. So far, the shots are not flying up on either side, but Washington gets a power play. A long one, too. The power play still going, and Jack Roslovic scores on that long power play. Do we have one more in us? It is 2-1. 1 minute to go. Less than a minute. And Eli Tolvanen is gonna score an empty netter. And there goes our hopes. 3-1 win for the Washington Capitals. Your Ottawa Senators, yet again, are denied a trip to the Stanley Cup Finals. Shabbat, White, Brandstrom, all with a minus. Those are the guys we needed to be a plus. Losing in 7 after coming back from 3-1 down really, really stings. But it just goes to show you why you can't bank on Game 7s. You never know how it's going to turn out. But guys, I think that is the end of our Ottawa Senators franchise mode. And it's been an absolutely phenomenal run. It's been so much fun to be here with you guys. I've really enjoyed meeting a lot of the Ottawa Senators fans in the community. And those of you that just want to see the Ottawa Senators, it's been a lot of fun. But that is where this series will end, guys. I really thought we were going to get to the Cup and I was going to be able to send this one off in style. But that's the end of this series, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know who you'd like to see me do next in a franchise mode. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.